What's up, tubers? I apologize, but I had to redo my video about the MPC Touch. For some reason, I made a mistake and deleted the video. I have no idea what was on my mind. But I definitely wanted to redo the video because I had some pretty good some comments from people, from a lot of my OGs, and people seem to like it. What I wanted to say with me being able to redo this video was, like I said, I'm excited about the MPC Touch. I can't wait until it comes out. I'm excited about the direction that AKAI is heading in. Although it's taken some years for them to get here, they're here. You know, they're here and they're making their moves, and they are and they're doing it. They're not playing around. What's interesting to me is I hear a lot of young people arguing, and everything that I'll say is based on my experience as a producer and being in the music industry and producing and writing for labels and publishing companies. So my opinion is based on strictly me as a producer. Nothing against anybody that's on YouTube making any statements. I'm not concerned about anybody else's statements. I only make statements based on my experience as a producer and the things that I've ran into through the years of producing. I'm pretty sure that the MPC Touch has a few more features than the MPC Renaissance and the MPC Studio. And I'm going to be doing a tutorial about what I think about the Studio after using it on a lot of different records. But I think they're headed in the right direction with the MPC Touch. I think this could be revolutionary for AKAI at this point until they outdo themselves on the next thing. I was hoping that it was going to be a standalone, but I'm not really, you know, going to have a heart attack if it isn't. I've spent from the 80s up until, let me see, you know what, I still use my MPC 2000 and my MPC 60. But I spent some years using the 60, the 2000 XL, the 62, and the SP 1200. So I know them in and out. And I used to sit back and hope that AKAI would come out with a machine in the future that was compatible with the computers, and you were able to use the software and the hardware, and it's like they read my mind. A lot of my OGs will understand what I'm about to say, and I appreciate all my OGs that left me comments on the last video. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? We have to pass the message on to these younger producers. It doesn't matter if you're a hobbyist producer. It doesn't matter if you do this part-time. It doesn't matter if you do this as a professional. One thing we all have in common is inspiration. And anything can be used as your tool. Doesn't matter what it is. You can take anything and turn around and use it as your tool, as your canvas to paint. People argue about what's the best machine out there. I don't get into that. Back in the day when me and my partners were young and we were teenagers, we never argued about what MPC was the best. If the SP 1200 was better than the MPC, we didn't even care. We were just happy to be able to afford one and to have one. So I say to the young people that see this video, stop worrying about what you're working with and make it work. Take it and make it work. Take it and use it to the best of your ability to create art. Because at the end of the day, music is art. Take it and make art. You know, there's some things that, I mean, I like where technology is right now. I mean, I have to say I'm very excited. Because back in the day, we used to take the MPC and we would sample and chop stuff up, and we didn't have all the goodies that you guys have now, young producers. You guys have a lot of cool stuff now that you can use, but we didn't have that back in the day. All of us, all the cats that grew up in the 80s, or the 70s that was producing, we had to just make it work with whatever we had. You know, you had to make it work. You know, whether it's a live instrument or you playing drums, you have to dump it in there or mic it and try to sample it. You know what I mean? That's the way we were doing it. We didn't have the software sounds or stuff like that. And then we had to back everything up on discs like this. And I'm going to actually do another video because I had somebody leave a comment. I forgot the gentleman's name too, and I really appreciate it. It was about the Moore's theory. And I hope I'm saying the name right. If I'm not, you can correct me. But I think it's about the Moore's theory. Anyway, it's talking about the life of a computer. And it, you know, it really made me think. Because at the end of the day, even though we're switching up into the software, these things here were reliable. You understand what I'm saying? This was reliable. These have a 10 to 20 year span. If I pop this into my MPC right now, and some of these songs are from 10, 15 years ago, it's going to pop up the same way it was. Don't have to worry about it. As an OG, I appreciate this. I appreciate this as an OG. I do. I appreciate it. Now this computer here, the lifespan of this computer here, it's probably 2 to 3 years. That's something that we have to think about too as producers, as beat makers and composers. Technology is great, but with technology, the downside to technology is you got to deal with the fact that you might have to get another computer for 2 to 3 years. I mean, hell, you know, my hard drive on my Mac went out, and I probably used it for about 2 years, and my hard drive went out, and I had to switch up to a solid state because I'm looking for longevity. But guess what? I've never had any problems when it came to backing up to this. A lot of these songs, like I said, are 10, 15, 20 years old. So am I excited about the new technology and hardware and software being able to use both? Then you got people arguing saying, you know, oh, don't worry about the old school. You know, think about the new. I think we should consider using both. To be honest, I don't think we should ever throw away any old school gear. If you got it, keep it. You got to keep it, because if that computer shuts down, you can always pop up, you know, and pull up your MPC 2000 or your MPC60 and fire it up. It was always reliable to me, and it still is. I do like where technology is going. I'm excited. I'm happy to be able to have seen music change and technology change from the late 70s all the way up to now. I think it's extraordinary. I mean, I'm very excited where things have gone with technology. But I will consistently say you can't beat this as a backup versus these hard drives here. My hard drives I have over there. They have a long lifespan, but that also depends. Like I said, you know, disc, they last long. And you had, when they came out with the CD formats, I think CD formats had, I think, like anywhere from 5 to 10 years, and then disc anywhere from 15 to 20 years, sometimes 30. It just depends on how you store it. Computer, 2 to 3 year lifespan. Doesn't matter what computer it is, you're going to run into situations. That's the downfall to technology, and we're constantly, you know, they're constantly creating new, you know, processors to be able to process, music and video, and with that, I think it shortens the lifespan of that computer, because you're trying to put so much information into one place that you're subject to this machine here not lasting as long as the MPC60 did. You know, pound for pound, at the end of the day, the 60 and the 2000 will outrun a computer any day. That's another video. And that's a whole nother argument. I'm here today to talk about the MPC Touch, and I am excited about it, and I am looking forward to it. I already ordered mine. Like I said, I'm waiting on it, and when I get it, I'm going to do another video about it. Young producers, take what you have and make work. Don't argue the fact that this machine is better than the other machine, or the other machine is better than that. If I had a machine here, I gave my machine away. But if I had it here, I could do the same thing that I do on this with the machine, and even, you know, create things that possibly that I wouldn't have thought of. One machine to another might give you more creative thoughts. Maybe the colors on the pads for those that get into that. But me, the creative side comes from in here. At the end of the day, can't no pad with colors make me create, because the creation comes from inside. You know, my young producers, the creation comes from inside. You know, and you can ask any of the OGs that will leave comments on this video. They'll tell you, we had to create from nothing. We didn't have YouTube back then. We barely had, hell, we really didn't have the whole computer internet thing. We didn't have that then. Everything we created was organic, straight from here. We didn't have the radio to really follow like that, because some people couldn't even afford the radios back then. I mean, if you really have a radio like that in your house, you know, maybe a boom box, you know what I mean? So everything, my point is saying, everything we did, we created from here. Whether it's the MPC Studio, the MPC Element, and the MPC Touch is a new evolution for AKAI, and I'm happy to be a part of the evolving of AKAI, because I've been a part of them for years, and it's exciting to see them continuously stay on top of their game and get back on top of the game and keep going. You know, leave me some comments, you know, some thoughts. On the last video I had a lot of comments. Like I said, I apologize. I made a mistake and ended up trying to load another video up and deleted the last one, so I had to do another one, because I appreciated how many people took their time to watch the video and listen to me speak. You know, everything that I'm working on are projects that are going to come out, you know, projects that are coming out. Everything that I produce right in the range in my studio, with any celebrities that come in here, anybody in the music industry I'm working with, all these projects come out. So I'm speaking to you as a working producer who's constantly putting work out. I'm working on a couple films. I got some music for soundtracks on some films that I directed and wrote. And I got constant projects that's coming out. To check out that Machiavelli, the single coming out. It's called Machiavelli. It'll be out in about 2 weeks. It's a single I produced. You just got to hear it. It's called Machiavelli. It's real nice. And then my album is coming out next year. Working with Danny Boy, Marvin King, just tons of people. You know, E40 family. You know, the Click, D Shot, and tons of other people. You know, got some stuff in the works with that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to actually be giving to Spice One and some other people. And like I said, just many different people in the industry that I'm working on projects with and putting things together. So when I speak, I only speak from experience of being in the music industry. My opinions are not based on anything I saw on YouTube or nobody else's. I come off the top of my head from strictly having to work in a room with 4 walls for the last 28 years. Producing records. Leave your comments. Tell me what you think. Subscribe to my channel. Stay with me. I'm going to be talking to you about all kinds of cool stuff. And, you know, let's ride this thing. Let's make some great music. You know, to all my OGs, thank you. Thank you for the comments on the last video. And make some great music. All right? I'll talk to you guys soon. One love.